was younger, I had to spend a bunch of time in the hospital, and I understood back then, and I was probably a teenager. I understood about being in a facility where people don't come to see you because they're so busy with their day-to-day lives. And it just reinforced all those feelings that I had as a teenager, that I see these people suffering it through it. They're being exposed to it. Not they're suffering, but they're exposed to the loneliness. And I want to make sure that people aren't lonely, that someone does stop, someone does care about them, and someone goes in to see them. I mail postcards to every nursing home but one. Somebody else did that. Every assisted living and every adult family living, right to the home. And then I did all of them to the individual power of attorney as well.
Whoa.
Oh.
Do you know how many that is?
Was hundreds.
There's 2 or 3 or 4 residents that I've known for more than 10 years, and for many different reasons, they don't have family members, in town. So I try to call them twice a month, just to chat, to make them realize that they think they're alone, because some of them are, confined to their own apartments and they eat in their rooms, but they're not alone. And again, I just keep reminding them that, like me, we're still safe, and that's very important.
It looked like the facility was closed. The only people at that point that I saw was the one person who took our temperature and the one person in a back office that gave us the census when we were in the lobby, and then in the hall in those multi-purpose areas. The lights were dimmed, dark, and there wasn't music. It was absolutely as if the facility was closed, not a light on and not a person to be seen. No one. And then there's a hallway to the right of the nurses station and one to the left. Resident rooms are flank on either side of the nurses station. And again, it was rather quiet, but lights were on, and but there was a gentleman sitting in a wheelchair facing the doors as we walked in. So we introduced ourselves, I introduced myself, and he had somewhat of a speech impediment, but he, at one point he said, "The Snohomish County Ombudsman?" And I said, "Yes." And I said again, "My name is Heidi, what is your name?" And he said his name, and Yasmin was right next to me, and we'll just pretend his name was Joe. And she said, "Joe, it's Yasmin." And he said, "Yasmin, how are you?" And this is one of the residents that Yasmin's been talking to on the phone and calling and advocating for I don't know how long. We'll just say a month. I don't know exactly. But he knew her, and it was like two friends connecting. "I can't believe you're here. I can't believe you came in here and they let you come in here." And so then I said, "Well, Joe, would you and Yasmin like to go back to your room so you guys can talk, in private?" And he said, "I don't have anything to hide." So the two of them continued to talk and get to know each other from a face-to-face standpoint. And I turned, and another resident was wheeling herself in a wheelchair, and we had eye contact. And I smiled and said, "Hi," and something like, "I haven't seen you in here," and I introduced myself again in the program, and she goes, "Well, I know your partner in crime, Bobby. Bobby's been calling and is helping me with some things." And so it was unbelievable that the first, not being in a facility at that point, was it almost 7 months or 6 months, 7 months? And the first 2 residents that we see are residents that we've been communicating with over the phone and helping and advocating for. And for whatever reason, that was really important to me. I don't know, I didn't know it was until it was.